role that farm to school plays in this whole renaissance of our food system in West Virginia is vital. We don't have enough farmers. So our farm community is getting older. We have 2 generations that were literally driven from the farm. So now we have this opportunity to market what we grow, but we don't have a legacy. And now there's an emphasis on developing young farmers through the ag education departments. And think about that the ag ed students could raise food and sell that to the school that they attend. That's very exciting. It's developing this community where these young people are beginning to see that there's money to be made in agriculture. That's what's so exciting about this.
I'm Beth Massey. I'm an agricultural education teacher at Greenbrier East High School. The farm to school started, for us at least just this past year, with the opportunity to start producing some vegetables, even some beef and some swine for the school system. And so we're excited because we're a large agricultural community, and not only at this point are we getting our students involved, but also the community farmers. Because we don't just want them to learn the science behind how to produce the food. We want them to get the hands-on. All of our students are required to have a supervised experience program, which allows them to either have a job somewhere and get that type of experience and keep financial records on it, or to have their own small business. They become an entrepreneur. This opportunity gives them more experience working with local consumers, working with business offices and how to make contracts, learning how to make better financial decisions, and then also in planning, because they are going to have an order basically, and they have to meet that need and have to plan backwards. So the experiences that they're getting there, whether they end up being a full-time producer or not, they'll use in any business that they work in.
I'm Connie Scarborough, and I teach at Buchanan Upshur High School. I'm an agriculture teacher, 9 through 12.
I'm Levi Gay, and I go to Buchanan Upshur High School.
Well, right now we just have Levi who's selling the potatoes. When Levi and I were doing his budget to see how we wanted to enter all of his information in his record book, it was just awesome to see how they can determine what their inputs are and how much fertilizer they'll have to buy or how much pesticide they'll have to put on and what the withdrawal times are. I mean, it really puts them in an adult situation.
It's put me in many opportunities. Me and my dad and my grandpa, we started growing potatoes 3 years ago. We started out with 1 acre, all by hand, which was quite a chore. We've now increased. We grew about 11 acres this year. Farm to School program just gets our name out there. We started selling to Windlings Food Services, and now there's another food service in Charleston that's wanting potatoes.
And with kids, peer pressure is everything. And it's so funny because you'll be talking with one kind of semi-privately about, well, have you got your W-9 into the board office or gone through that legal paperwork that the board has to have for the vendors? And then the other ones will say, well, what's he doing? Can I do that too? You know, and you're just like, well, sure, let's get you signed up too.
It's a great program. I hope it keeps doing well. I think the more local food we can get into our schools, the better off we'll be.
3 students in Mineral County, upon the departments receiving a tiller and a mulch layer, immediately took that technology to their farms and started raising food to sell to Mineral County schools. Tucker County, the students themselves are growing salad mix to sell to the schools. These are really exciting things.
I'm Jan Meadows, and I am a family and consumer science teacher, and we do have the ProStart curriculum here at Hampshire High School. My students can prepare for consumption in the classroom, but also in the high school. And we've been fortunate enough to have peppers and tomatoes, onions, watermelons, cantaloupes, cherry tomatoes, and some greens up to this point. My students will go over to the garden and help peck, and then they wash, and anything that we can use in the school cafeteria, they cut to size according to the needs to feed the students, and then put that on our food bar. I don't see it as any additional work, and really it's offered my kids more hands-on opportunities.
I see great opportunities for students and local farmers. It teaches you business.
It teaches kids there's more that you can do to be helpful to others. It really boosts your confidence.
It's made me get out and be able to be a salesperson and feel more comfortable about myself around people.
To me, it feels pretty cool, that I can sit down at lunch and say, hey, I raised this and you're eating my food.
They've taught me how to grow stuff better and get more of a production, and I hope to be one of the biggest farmers left in West Virginia in a couple of years.
I've worked with and for farmers for 40 years. I'm a farmer myself, and I've never, ever in that period of time been more excited about the future of agriculture. I'm hoping that our Farm Bureau will really adopt this program. Think of the strength of having young people working with Farm Bureau members and allowing those established farmers to share with them their expertise. I think what we'll see is the students are going to become more involved in this, and then I think there'll be some students that will, in the true sense of vocational education, return to a production opportunity. I think others working even with ProStart might see an opportunity to add value to that food. Then I hope several others will continue their education, then begin to provide leadership for the local food movement in the state. Farm to School is what's going to open the eyes of West Virginia's new farmers, and I think it will help us develop systems where more food can be produced, and then once we begin to respond to those huge opportunities, then we will see other ones open up.